This is a bar graph. This bar graph provides information about green coverage rate by city. X-axis talks about the city, that is Mexico City, New York, London, Paris, Sydney, and Tokyo. Y-axis talks about green coverage, that is 0 to 40%. In Sydney, the highest was 40%, and the Tokyo, the percentage is almost 25%. Overall, this picture talks about green coverage rate by city.
The following picture gives information about green coverage rate by city. Here in the picture, we can see in Mexico City the value is 33, whereas in New York City the value is 29, followed by Paris the value is 25. The highest is held by Sydney, that is 45, and the lowest is held by Tokyo, that is 19. Overall, the image is very informative. The cities are also differentiated by various colors such as green, blue, red, yellow, purple, and orange. Overall, the image is very informative.
This image is mainly about green coverage. Firstly, the highest value of this image are Sydney, Tokyo, and Paris. Secondly, the lowest value of this image are London and New York. In addition, it gives the information about 40 and 30 and also about 20 and 10%. Finally, it shows the different types of color red, black, blue, purple, yellow with the highest value and the lowest value in percent. I think it is enough. Thank you so much.
This chart gives an updated information about green coverage rate by cities. We can see that the biggest proportion belongs to Sydney, which is shown in purple and has around 50% of green coverage, followed by London with around 35%. Mexico City and New York have also around 30% of green coverage, followed by Paris with around 25%. However, we can see that the smallest share belongs to Tokyo with less than 20% of green coverage. Overall, this image gives information about green coverage rate by city.
Yeah. The picture provided is a bar graph which depicts the green coverage rate by city. The x-axis lists the different cities such as Mexico City and the Tokyo City, while the y-axis represents the green coverage rate in percentages ranging from 0% to a 40%. It is clearly visible that the Sydney have the maximum green coverage rate, which is more than a 40%. Conversely, the Tokyo has the minimum green coverage rate, which is less than a 20%. The data is valuable for the green coverage rate and highly effective.
The given bar chart gives us the information about green coverage rate by the society of the different cities like Mexico City, New York City, London, Paris, Sydney, and Tokyo, which are represented by green, blue, red, yellow, purple, and orange color respectively. And the percentage is given. The highest percentage can be observed in the Sydney, which is 50%, and the lowest percentage is in the Tokyo, which is just 20%. Between 20% and the 40% we can see Mexico, New York, London, and Paris City, and which are differentiated by the different colors. Overall, this picture seems quite interesting and informative.
This vertical bar graph provides vivid information about the green coverage rates by various cities. On the x-axis are the cities mentioned, which are Mexico, New York, London, Paris, Sydney, and Tokyo. While on the y-axis, the green coverage rates are mentioned in percentages from 0 to 40. By carefully scrutinizing the data, I can conclude that Sydney contributes the highest at about 45%, while Mexico City contributes 35%. London has about 35% green coverage rate, while Paris contributes the lowest at about 25%.
The bar chart gives us information about the green coverage rate by city among 6 cities around the world. We can clearly see that Sydney, with almost 50%, has the largest value, while Tokyo, with nearly 20%, is the smallest category. On the other hand, London, Mexico City, New York, and Paris come next in the chart with around 30% each. Overall, the chart is about the green coverage in 6 cities in the world.
The given bar graph gives the information about green coverage rate by city updated on the y-axis green coverage rate percentage like 0, 10, 20, 30 and 40. On the y-axis cities like Mexico City, New York, London, Paris, Sydney and Tokyo. The maximum value is up to 40% covered by Sydney, followed by less than 40% covered by London, and the minimum value is 20% covered by Tokyo.
The given chart gives us information about the green coverage rate by cities. And there are many other cities is Mexico, New York, London, Paris, Sydney and Tokyo. The highest country is the Sydney, to 50 point above, and the second highest the country is London to 35 point, and the some lowest country is the Tokyo to 20 point only. Just I think so that enough. Thank you very much.
This bar chart gives information about the green coverage rate. From the picture we can see in Mexico City the value is 33. In London the number is higher, which is 35. The highest point is in Sydney around 43 and the lowest one is in Tokyo just 19. To sum up, the graph tells about the green coverage rate.
In this picture, you see a bar chart which compares the green coverage rate by city in updated version. In x-axis, we get to see the different cities which consists of Mexico City, New York, London, Paris, Sydney, and Tokyo. And in the y-axis, we get to see the green coverage rate in percentage starting from 0 to 40. We get to understand that Sydney has the highest number, which is above 40%, which is followed by London, which is somewhere between 30 and 40%. We find that the least green coverage percentage is in Tokyo, which is somewhere around 20%. Overall, we get to understand the different green coverage in different cities, and we understand Sydney is clear winner.
The given image is a bar graph showing the green coverage rate by city, which is recently updated. The x-axis shows various cities such as Mexico City, New York, London, Paris, Sydney, and Tokyo. The y-axis shows the green coverage rate in percentage, where the values are varying from 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40 percentage. It is evident that Sydney has the most green coverage rate by city, followed by London, and the least is seen in Tokyo. Moreover, this image gives us a great idea about the green coverage rate by city.
I can see a bar graph which is mainly giving information about green coverage rate by city. The graph has two axes. On x-axis it is giving green coverage rate for in percentage, and on y-axis it is giving city. Maximum is for Sydney, that is above 40%, and minimum is for Tokyo, that is 20%. Then it increases to Paris, which is having 25%, and then it increases to New York, which is having 30%. The Then it increases to Mexico City, which is having 35%, and London is having above 35%.
The image describes vital information about green coverage rate by city that is updated. Here from the image we can see a bar chart is given with different colorful lines mentioning different cities like Mexico, New York, London, Paris, Sydney and Tokyo. Apart from that, there is other category mentioned as a green coverage rate mentioned in percentage from 0 to 40. From the picture we can describe in Sydney it is having the highest element, in Tokyo with lowest element of the green coverage rate by city. Additionally, Paris is having something in between 20 to 30 and London with something in between 30 to 40 of the ratio.